Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and very happy to be here to spend a little bit of time talking with you about artificial intelligence, and trust in particular, but more generally about indeed how at Salesforce we are thinking about AI, and we've introduced quite a few products to actually serve business needs, your business needs. So I'm Mathieu. I'm SVP for AI transformation at Salesforce. I'm part of a team that leads our global CEO advisory board that actually connects with the C-suite to drive their digital transformation and more particularly, for what I'm concerned, their AI transformation. Before I start, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your partnership. I'm sure several of you in this room are partners with Salesforce or use Salesforce, so thank you for that. Or thank you simply for being here today. And more importantly, to echo what Josh was saying just before, I want to thank you for being here today, knowing that you could be somewhere else. And so this is a picture from that I stole actually from the store here in Rogers a few days ago about Halloween, but indeed several of you, I hope, have plans tomorrow to celebrate Halloweens, and if you don't, if you're not with your family, with your children, make sure that you send them some treat or some tweaks or tweets, whatever. I'll personally be with my children in Los Angeles, especially given my son is running the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. And also it will be the first conscious, at least, Halloween of my grandson. So I'll be very excited to see his reaction on Halloween Day. Before I start, just to remind you that Salesforce is a public company, so make sure that you make your decisions, both product and investment, based on readily available products, and especially given today, we'll talk about some products that are in the market, but some products that are still very much in development. And before I start, a quick video just to introduce indeed how Salesforce is approaching artificial intelligence and rethinking the company from the ground up with AI and with the trust at its core. So video, please.
We brought you into the cloud.
Software is totally superfluous.
Led you through mobile. Through social. We pioneered predictive AI for CRM. Now we enter a new era together, where we unlock experiences that were once the stuff of dreams. And while AI has forever changed our world, we need to ask more of AI and build trust into every experience, making sure no one gets left behind. All of this so we can connect with customers in a whole new way. Say hello to the new Salesforce. Reimagined for an AI-first world, with trust at its core. Calling all trailblazers. Join us, because business will never be the same.
So we like to say at Salesforce that we are in an AI revolution. Now, why are we talking about an AI revolution now? How many of you have used AI today? And the reality, when I ask this question, it's not a tricky question. It's not asking you how many of you have used ChatGPT. You know, if you've looked at the weather forecast, which especially after the storm yesterday, you probably did to check if it was still raining. Or if you came here using Google Maps or any fundamentally other apps, you probably used AI. So the reality, we are talking about an AI revolution now because of the acceleration that has been propelled with the development of generative AI. Predictive AI started many years ago, and again, we use it, in our day life, in our work life, very often without knowing it. But the reality, as we went into, since the launch by OpenAI of ChatGPT, this era of generative AI, we saw that acceleration where fundamentally the AI is no longer just predicting things, but generating new things. And that's a big change, because suddenly we have an AI that is generating new output, and hence the question of trust, which we'll talk about a lot today, because as long as it was predicting, the weather or the traffic, maybe you didn't like the weather, maybe you didn't like the traffic jams, but you didn't say it's because of the AI. Whereas today, if you don't like the output of the AI, then you're starting to say, can I trust the AI? And this is only the beginning, because as we're going to go towards autonomous agents and artificial general intelligence, the question of trust is going to become more and more essential, because once the AI start to converse with you real time, or once the AI starts to take some autonomously decisions to do certain things on your behalf, you're really going to want to make sure that you can trust that AI. So again, we talk about an AI revolution, and the reality, we look at it from the size of how many opportunities the AI revolution is actually bringing to us as businesses, but also to us as human beings. And here you see, some of the data about the opportunity everywhere I go in the world. And since the world of AI, I've accelerated, unfortunately, my travel, given that I have this role globally. I meet CXOs, I meet CEOs, and they all tell me they want to grab the AI opportunity. They want to see how they can start to take that opportunity of productivity, of growth, driven by the acceleration of AI. But they also say, we want to make sure that we do it in a way that we can think about the long term and make the right decisions today for the long term, and also we want to make sure that we can trust it. So this desire to grab the opportunities to start, and I'll talk about that at the end when I leave you with a few learnings, of starting now to practice generative AI, for starting to have your workforce, your employees. I see several students in the room, in your everyday work life and personal life, to practice AI is the best thing to actually drive your proficiency towards an AI-first future. So we talk a lot about the AI opportunities, but we hear also a lot about the questions and challenges that are raised by artificial intelligence. Questions indeed of disconnected data, questions about the difficulty of really using AI to drive meaningful new business flows, new personal customer experiences. And also one of the things that I hear all the time, over and over again, is this question of trust. Can I trust the output of the AI? Am I doing something, and we heard it several times today in some of the presentations, that is going to actually augment people, or that is going to potentially take over without necessarily doing the right thing for humanity. So all of this is why actually we've been at Salesforce working for the past 10 years on AI. We started to develop our AI Research Center back about 10 years ago. And soon after, we launched our predictive AI, Salesforce Einstein. And importantly, just a couple of years in, we created the very first office of ethics and human use. And we hired a chief ethics and human use officer back in 2018. And this has been instrumental in the way we've been thinking about developing trusted AI throughout the last several years. It's been essential in the way, in the papers we've written. If you go online and you Google Salesforce Trust AI, you'll see lots of results because a lot of the white papers, a lot of the patterns that we've been actually developing have been based on how do you build an AI we can trust, including several councils in which we actually participate, including the way we have committed to the White House on developing a trusted, accountable, responsible AI, which is one of the initiatives that is being led cross-industry. So all of this to say, indeed, we put a lot of work when we were developing our path towards generative and autonomous AI to make sure that we build an AI platform that you can trust. And so this is how we introduced at Dreamforce, which is a large conference that we had a few weeks ago in San Francisco. We introduced Einstein 1, which was a culmination after several announcements about embedding AI in the various clouds, commerce, sales, marketing, flows of work. We launched Einstein 1, which really brings together data plus AI plus CRM and is powered by trust. And I'll talk later about the Einstein trust layer. So this idea that in today's world, you can no longer do any workflows. What we do is customer relationship management, so CRM, but you cannot do any workflows without thinking first about the quality and the quantity of your data, and then the trustworthiness of the artificial intelligence that you're going to use. So really this idea of how do you create a platform that can be trusted, that's integrated, that's intelligent, that's automated. What we do at Salesforce is always low code or no code. And importantly, and I'll talk about it later, open. We made the choice not to create one AI, one large language model, or to partner with one large language model and to say to our customers, you need to use ours. But to the contrary, we created a platform so that customers can actually use any data, so the data that sits on Salesforce, but also the data that sits in other data lakes or in other databases can be actually gatewayed into Salesforce CRM through Einstein 1. And same with the large language model, we build an ecosystem of LLMs so that every time that a customer wants to use a specific LLM, whether it's OpenAI, Anthropic, Cohere, Bard from Google, they can all be accessed through the Salesforce Einstein 1 in order to power their customer relationship management. So the reason I'm insisting on open is I think it's really important in today's world to actually make sure that we edge in a way that you edge your bets and that you look at the various solutions in terms of AI, because it's going to continue to evolve at the speed of life. New technologies, new companies, new platforms are going to continue to emerge, new solutions, and making sure that whatever choices you make, you keep your options open in order to be able to convert, to use the AIs that are going to be the most relevant, not just today, but tomorrow for your business. One example I often take is, I don't know how many of you, this is going to date me, but is remembering, Netscape or Friendster. Netscape preceded Google, and Friendster was actually, preceded Facebook, now Meta. And so the reality, whoever made the choice to spend, heavy budgets in order to integrate with Netscape and with Friendster, probably regretted it. So really always keep thinking about how you keep your options open, and also how you do not create investments yourself that are going to require you to constantly, keep up to speed. The world of artificial intelligence is changing by the minute. And so one of the things that we do with Salesforce AI is we keep launching new products, new features on a monthly basis. We used to say we had 3 seasons where we launched product upgrades, so upgraded all our product suites. Now we upgrade our strategy every 3 months, so we rethink our strategic platforms every 3 months to see how the market has evolved or the technology has evolved, and we release product on a monthly basis, if not more often. So Einstein 1, is basically our solution for AI. But again, I talk about AI, but we often say the AI revolution is actually also creating a data revolution. The reality is that the quality of the output and tomorrow the action that an AI is going to take is totally dependent on the quality of the data. And we call these large language model large for a reason. It's because they need a lot of data in order to actually, be powerful and be accurate. The reality is, why do we all use ChatGPT? Because OpenAI needed scale. They needed to have, dozens, hundreds of millions of people on OpenAI, on ChatGPT, in order to be able to continue to perfect the model. And so the reality is, it's all about data. It all starts with data, with the quality and the quantity of your data. And the reality is today, we all know that the data that you have, that we all have, is all over the place. It's disconnected, be it in some apps, be it in some servers, be it in some company databases. And so the reality, the first thing is to bring all of that data together, bring all the data that sits for those who use a CRM platform from Salesforce within that CRM platform, but for those who have other data sources in AWS or in Google or some data lakes. I saw Silver Lake as an exhibitor next door. How do you bring all of these data together in order to be able to scale and to power your AI? And so this is how we've actually rethought our data cloud solution in order to be able indeed to bring together through a hyperscale data engine all the data that you have, whether it's inside Salesforce CRM or whether it's some of the other data sources, in order to bring all of that data together to power your AI, to power your CRM. So this is the first thing. Again, you don't have to, of course I'm talking about Salesforce because I work for Salesforce, but I'm also trying to give you a little bit of insights into AI. If you don't start to think about your AI strategy by starting, to clean your data strategy, then your AI, is not going to be able to make a difference. The reality for an AI, a clean plate or a dirty plate is still a plate. And unless you're very clear about how you qualify your data, the AI is going to serve you, clean food in a dirty plate. I know it's a little bit of an oversimplification, but really make sure that, a human being knows how to make the difference between the clean plate and the dirty plate pile. But the AI will not unless you make sure that the data is very clean. So that's the first thing. Think about the AI revolution as a data revolution. Now, I've talked a lot about trust, and we like to think at Salesforce that the AI revolution is also forcing us to think about a trust revolution and think about how we trust not just AI, but data, business processes, How do we make sure that we trust that companies, businesses are going to respect our rights as human citizens, human rights, privacy rights, security rights? How do we make sure that the AI doesn't hallucinate? And I'm sure you've all heard about hallucinations. I'm sure before generative AI, we had not heard about hallucination as much as we do since. But there is also the question of how does the AI, also is creating solutions that are promoting equality, diversity, inclusion. And so all this challenge of, not just hallucination, but also bias, toxicity is essential. And the reality today, people, do not know if they can trust the AI to do this. And so one of the questions we keep asking ourselves is how can we actually, make sure that we benefit, that we help our customers benefit of all the progress that we can get from artificial intelligence, while at the same time, maintaining trust. And as I said earlier, trust today, but also trust, tomorrow. So the first thing we build, Einstein 1 on our trusted AI infrastructure, which is Hyperforce, which gives us the security, the privacy requirements, but also gives us the confidence to innovate and to have our customers innovate on Salesforce AI solutions, because it's built on the platform that is proven to have brought data into the cloud, into predictive AI safely and securely. But then beyond that, we have, when we started this Office of Ethics and Human Use, we very early on started to publish some tenets of trust, of ethics, of human AI. We created some principles around AI to make sure that the AIs that we would develop, and encouraging others to develop AI that is responsible, that's accountable, that basically augments people and empowers them. And as I said before, that also promotes equality and diversity and inclusion. So we created those principles, and then we realized that the principles were great for us to develop AI in a proper way. But as we talked to our customers to implement AI, we started to say we need more than principles. We need guidelines, because it's a very complex world, and embedding AI in your business processes requires to think responsibly. And so this question of making sure that people ask themselves systematically how they build, how they use, how you use, and even in your personal life, an AI that you trust to be accurate, to be safe, to be honest, to tell you transparently where the data came from, to, again, be all about augmenting people. And I know that we talk a lot about autonomous AI, but for the time being, we always like to think about AI with the human in the loop. And we also think that it's really important that whatever AI transformation companies embark on, they do it with all their employees, with all their workforce, very transparently. And then also thinking about sustainability, making sure that large doesn't always mean that it's better. So making sure that we design, we use AI that is right-sized for the accuracy that it creates and not more. So we did this, and then we said, but that's not enough. What we need is a very easy solution to guarantee trusted AI for the usage that our customers do in CRM. So again, forget for a second necessarily whether you're using Salesforce or not. But here you have the various steps that we provide, that I think every AI needs to provide in order to make sure that it creates a trustable AI solution. So every time that you generate a prompt, we make sure that there is a secure retrieval of all the data. So whether the data is already in Salesforce CRM or is in other data sources, other data lakes, we make sure that it's actually imported in a way that is secure, that is respecting, again, all the challenges of privacy and security. And then we ground the AI dynamically in order to make sure that it takes all that data, but also potentially some unstructured data. So all the data that's in your database, so structured data like people's age and social differences, etc. But also all the unstructured data that might be in text, in verbal language. All of this is used to dynamically ground the AI. And then one thing we always ask ourselves when we generate a prompt is how much data in there does the AI need in order to provide an accurate response. So we avoid all the PII data to be sent to the LLM, then we send it to the LLM, and then once it's inside the LLM, we make sure that we don't use your data or our customers' data in order to train the LLM. We make sure that none of that data, neither the prompt nor the generated output, stays within the LLM. And then, only then, do we take that generated output, we demask it, we test it for toxicity, and we even generate an audit trail so that we can look into it, our customers, our partners can look into it for further checks. And then, only then do we use it. So again, ask yourself, whatever solution you're going to use, how all of these steps, and personally what makes me believe in that is that it's not only steps and features, but there is a product team behind each of those blue boxes. So there is an actual group of engineers that are working on delivering against each of those blue boxes. So that's one thing we've done, but then we ask ourselves every time, how do we make sure that we build trust as a roadmap, not just as a layer, as we are going to get into more and more complex usage of AI with conversational and autonomous AI. So we keep asking ourselves, the questions about model safety. We keep asking ourselves, how do we make sure that it's not just having a trust layer, but that we embed trust into the product and into the design of the features that we create. And then, again, thinking about policy and use case with trust in mind. So again, trust has been a critical factor for us, and it will continue to be, because we believe that we want to create an AI that we can trust for our data, for our customers' data, but also for us as human beings. Now, when we think about the AI revolution, we think it's a data revolution, it's a trust revolution, it's also a customer revolution. And we see a lot of changes, across industries. It's fascinating to see when you talk with various industries, how they think our AI is going to potentially change for the short term, but also for the long term. For the short term, of course, you're going to have some productivity gains, some automation that's going to be accelerated by AI. But for the long term, think here about transportation, for instance. Think about, supply and demand. We heard some of that this morning. Once you're going to be able to connect all those externalities, all those flows together, and have the AI make sense of it at the speed of light, in ways that we cannot do as human beings, and that we don't want to do or we don't like to do, because it requires analyzing a bunch of spreadsheets and exception reports, etc., then it's going to radically transform every single industry. And one of the questions I hear very often is, which industry do you see most inclined to lean into AI? And I say everyone. There is not a single industry I've talked to that doesn't think this can change my business. It's, of course, true when it comes to the shopping journey. We think a lot about, and you heard today about shopping journey. It changes completely marketing, sales, commerce, and the way we build loyalty. It also, changes the shopping experiences for the better. A lot of people are starting to get used to AI, and if you think about the way, several years ago, we would not have consulted, Google when we wanted to know about, a new brand or a new product. And today it seems almost unthinkable that we don't search, for new products before we purchase something, especially something of value. Tomorrow, we believe that AI is going to do exactly the same on our behalf. So we won't need to search ourselves. AIs will actually, on our behalf, based on what they will know about us, based on what they will know about our preferences, will actually, help provide ideas for us for things as simple as, the products we use, but also for, gift ideas or for the possibility of, providing new health solutions. So the idea that we're going to move from a large language model to a large action model that are going to start to take action on our behalf. But all of this is already starting now to embed itself in the way people are using AI or planning to see how they can use AI. One of the customers that I've worked very closely with, which was, we often like to think of them as business case zero, because we started to work with them on a generative AI solution about 2 years ago. So way before, you all heard about ChatGPT, we started to work with Gucci on how they could use generative AI in order to power their customer service centers. So I'm going to share with you a video that is basically about Gucci's use of generative AI to improve their service response and their service centers.
It's all about personalizations these days. You don't expect to switch on the TV and find the 3 channels where you don't have the opportunity to pick and choose what you want to watch. And the same goes with the shopping experience. This is what we were trying to solve, to personalize the customer journey.
Here at Gucci Client Services, we are looking to increase the connection, bringing the human touch to every interaction that we can with our customers. We needed to find a way to improve on the responses when talking about the product, but also keeping consistency with that tone of voice that is Gucci across a whole team. I'm not sure what tools are out there, but something to really impact the team as they communicate to the customer.
We started working with Salesforce Science Department on an AI tool that is able to augment advisors' capabilities.
It was a bit far-fetched as a project. I didn't know. It was a new animal, right? I was like, okay, great, but what is the end game of it?
Why we settled on Einstein, it is multifaceted. What Einstein does is collaborate actually with the advisor and improve the way that the responses are given, keeping the human touch while using technology to do so.
Einstein AI tool is more of like a helping hand. It'll take their keywords and will automatically give me service replies over here on the right. I'll always click the edit just to make sure that it's my voice that's showing through. I'm taking the style number, I'm putting it into our knowledge, and it'll give me all of the options for authorized retailers, direct stores.
Through Einstein, we really give the opportunity to the client advisor to have ready by hand suggestions and recommendations that can serve the client in a better way, a romance, a selling experience.
Can you imagine how awesome would it be if everyone's performance is raised? And I see a difference starting. We're improving the response, but it's improving the team as well.
I'm beyond amazed by the initial results.
We wanted a close partnership with someone where together we could build something, and this is what Salesforce has given us.
We are on the same cultural ground, so I think this is the match between the 2 organizations. If we think about Gucci 100 years ago when we started, it was a family business in Florence. We are now a global company. You have to embrace the technology, find a good partner that can work together with you in developing the technology, but never wait to have the perfect solution, because then you're going to be behind competition and it's going to be too late. This is the kind of game that Gucci will have to play in order to continue to be one of the most important luxury brands in the industry.
So what's interesting about the partnership with Gucci is that we've been working with them for several years already, and now we're working on what's next. So we're working on indeed implementing with them products that are on our roadmap and potentially innovating the future together. So what's that future? Well, what we're doing right now, we've started really to embed generative AI across all the flows of work. And that's really important because if you think about it, the same way that on your phone, you mostly use the apps on the first page because they are part of your life flows, if you will. It's important that we do the same with workflows. So embedding AI across all the workflows so that people use generative AI without thinking about it. Now, the other way to have people use generative AI without thinking about it is to make it conversational. So that instead of having to use complex language in order to ask an app to do certain things, we actually have this conversational layer, which I think commonly in the industry is now more and more called the co-pilot, in order to help us, drive the AI, direct the AI. So we've developed our own co-pilot, Einstein co-pilot, which actually basically is now being embedded as a very easy natural language conversational interface directly with any user in order to help generate prompts and create a generated solution. Now, not only we've done that, but also, and that's something that's in pilot right now, we actually developed what we call a co-pilot studio, which is the ability to customize your own conversational AI so that you can start to decide for your own usage, for your own use case, for your industry, for your company, what are the kind of systematic prompts that you're going to need that we may not have thought about, or what is actually the skills, so the succession of things that you want the AI to be able to do, kind of like in sequence. So if you think about, book a trip to Bentonville, well, you're going to need a car to go to the airport, you're going to need a plane, you're going to need a hotel. All of these can be built into a succession of skills. And potentially also decide, depending on the use case, which LLM you want to use. So all of this, the customization of your AI is going to be critical as we go from generative AI to conversational AI towards autonomous AI. But
in this demo, I'm going to show you how the Einstein Copilot, the Einstein Copilot Studio, and Data Cloud work together on the Einstein One platform. What you're seeing here is a unified profile of a customer. And this screen might look like...
And it's one of the things that I invite you to do in your personal life is use AI, experience with AI, because that's the best way to learn. I said it before, Einstein One, so Salesforce approach is open. So again, that means we're open for business, any companies, and some of the ones that are exhibiting here are already, partners in the way we are thinking about developing our AI. Same, we've made no single choice, but we partnered with several technologies, both in terms of data as well as in terms of LLM in building that open AI platform that is Einstein One. And then we're also investing continuously. We announced a $500 million fund in order to invest in new AI technology, in new AI startups, in order to power this AI revolution, this trusted AI revolution. So I want to finish by giving you a small peek into what's next and why trust matters. When you think about, I told you we have moved from predictive to generative AI. We are now into this world of conversational, autonomous AI. But then we're going to start to see personal AI agents. I do believe that in the very near future, each and every one of us will have a personal AI, and that personal AI will actually interact, through multiple sub-AI, if you want, in order to create a certain number of tasks on our behalf. So you will have a generalist AI, if you want, and you will have some more specialized AI, and where it's going to become really cool is when, your personal AI and somebody else's personal AI are going to start to talk to one another and make some recommendations and potentially tomorrow some decisions on your behalf. And we're starting to work to think, how do we make sure that we prepare so that when we go there, we build an AI that we continue to be able to trust. So we are starting to think about, as the AIs are going to start to, recommend action or take actions on our behalf, that we will still be able to have, confidence in what the AI is doing, to be able to monitor what the AI is doing and escalate, if something goes wrong, to be able to make deeper audit trail so that we can really constantly, be accountable if something goes wrong and be able to course correct, and the increasing, controls and so on. So all of this is part of the things that we are committed to do. We've done it in the cloud. We brought trust into the cloud. At the beginning, when we started 25 years ago, people didn't trust that they could put their data in the cloud safely and securely. They thought the best way was to keep it in-house. And today, I'm pretty sure how many of you use your credit cards, on your phone, meaning in the cloud, and if not on your watch. But the reality is 25 years ago, nobody thought, I know I certainly hesitated for a while before I put all my credit card data into the cloud. And so we've done this in the cloud, we've done this in predictive AI, and now we want to do it not just for generative AI today, but for how AI is going to continue to develop in the future. And I often like to say, we need to think about AI and trust as a two-way street. How, the AI is going to impact us, but also how we're going to impact the AI so that we can get the best of the AI and that we can build an AI trust, an AI first future that, again, we can trust. So my invitation is to join us in this AI revolution. Again, our goal is not only to power AI to make better, data and AI decision that power CRM. It's also to build a trusted AI future, a future that uses artificial intelligence, but that we can trust for the way it uses our data, it uses our customers' data, but also an AI that we can trust for our children and for the generations to come. And I see several of those in the room. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, Bentonville, for bringing me here. It's a place I had not been, so I traveled quite a bit. But except for the weather yesterday, I must say I'm enjoying being here very much. So thank you.